What's something that's considered normal that creeps you out immediately? Every company creating an ecosystem requiring my home address and credit card and my birthday just to listen to some music or use some software. Not a shred of my identity is unsold at this point. Use fake one. Or half-truth. Like I usually give them my first name, but not last. Give them the country, but not the exact address, etc. Giving payment info on a site where you didn't purchase anything is an instant deal breaker though. I use a service called Privacy. It creates burner card numbers to use. You can set low unrealistic spend limits so if they did try to use it, or it's stolen, it is denied upon use. Ducking awesome. How did I not know this exists? I used to use PayPal's temporary card until they got rid of it. This is going to save me a lot of money, especially on subscriptions I only use every few months. I think it's weird that most couches don't come with washable cushion covers. Everyone finds that normal, but they would think it's weird if someone just slept on a bare mattress without ever putting a sheet on it. When in reality it's exactly the same thing. I bought a couch with cushion covers you can take off and put in the washing machine for that reason. For real, that's why I bought an IKEA couch. Every bit of it can be stripped off and washed. I even sewed up a couple of seat cushion covers so I can wash them weekly without wearing out the cover fabric too much. Weekly? Damn. I have a Labrador that we can't keep off the damn thing and she likes to adventure. It gets dirty pretty quick. I have a Labrador. Nuff said. Their natural habitat ain't suburbia, it's some rotting, festering, muddy abyss pond out in a field somewhere. Duck pond. Duck pond surrounded by grasses that are not quite edible, but stay down just long enough to puke up at the most inconvenient possible time. People making Instagrams for their babies and making captions as if the baby were writing it. I've seen a Ducking Dark documentary related to this. There's pedophile forums specifically dedicated to downloading and distributing pictures of babies and kids they stole off of public social media profiles. I'm not even talking about photos of them getting bathed or at the beach or whatever, but completely innocent ones. And if they get caught with these pictures, the worst that could come to them is copyright claims, but since parents aren't aware of this, the pedos are facing no consequences whatsoever. So whenever I see parents posting their kids online, that's all I can think about. Absolutely vile shit. Edit, documentary in question, but it's German. I saw a video yesterday on Public Freakout when a woman yells to a guy that her 11-year-old daughter has over 1,000 followers, and all I thought was how this woman has no idea what she's unleashed on her kid. Yep, when my kid was 6, her class did a weekly bulletin board about each child. The parents would put it together with photos, quotes, etc. One kid's bulletin board included a thing that said, "Follow me on Instagram." Kid's name. Out of morbid curiosity I checked, and this child had like 30k followers. I was like, how many of those do you think aren't pedophiles? The only other type of person who follows is other moms trying to get more followers for their own kids. It's so gross. So gross. The mom is totally obsessed with her own image, so it's no surprise. Also no surprise that now that the kids are older, this is the girl who's terrorizing all the other kids with her absolute sociopathic meanness. Employers rewarding us with 8-hour staff retreat at work where we are expected to share personal info with each other all day. Staff bonding. When you're chillin' with your cat or dog at night with no one else home and they suddenly alert and look super alarmed like they heard something. When I hear something fall from the other room and I see my only 2 cats are near me, I clench up. You've actually had 3 cats this entire time. 2 of them are just identical and never in line of sight at the same time. When people come to your door and knock or ring the bell and then peer in the window. On the other side, I find it creepy when people have glass doors that show the entire area behind the door. When I used to deliver pizzas, these doors were the worst because I don't want to feel like I'm watching you inside your house. It feels very exhibitionist. Yes. Why on earth would I want everyone to see into my house and for everyone to see if I'm home or not? There's always a scene in a movie when they have to creep past the door without someone seeing them. Just make the door out of solid wood. Family channels. Imagine having to live your entire life on camera, with little to no privacy without being able to consent for it. Also, to my knowledge, there are no current laws that protect child influencers' income like child actors have. If your content can't exist without your child, it's their job, not yours. If you hate this, You would hate to know that most of these accounts have patron access that allows you to see photos that can't be shown on social media. When asked about this, the company just replied that the account was run by an adult, so what was in the pictures didn't matter. Also, I think their whole security team walked out or was fired recently. I predict in several years when these kids are adults, we will start to hear a lot of sad stories about abuse from these parents. Don't even have to wait for that. There's at least one family channel that had their kids taken off them and housed with relatives, another that got into trouble for rehoming a disabled child they adopted from overseas because it turned out he wasn't in fact terminally ill with an expiration date, but perfectly healthy and autistic, and another that accidentally posted an unedited video of her making content out of her family pet dying where her poor kid is sobbing and she's asking him to pose for thumbnails and look like you're crying. While he sobs, "Mom, I am crying." It's all heartbreaking, and honestly I think there should be regulations about it like there are for child actors. The autistic boy who was rehomed, that awful story at least has a happy ending. He was adopted by a friend of mine who has fostered many kids with different disabilities, and he is so happy, thriving, and loved by his family. I'm going to believe this without asking for a source because I really want it to be true. When people refer to kids' babies as flirting when they are just being playful. Ooh. My mom used to tell me I should stop masturbating when we would cuddle on the couch. She was referring to me itching anywhere below my belly button. Now that's how you duck a kid up. Influencers' toxic positivity on Instagram. What no hug? When saying goodbye to a person I'd never shown interest in touching. What, no quick fellatio? No reach around? Not at these prices. Prolonged eye contact. And by prolonged, I mean more than 10 seconds. I have issues with eye contact and I always think I'm holding it too long in an unnatural way. I hate to think I'm creeping people out. Same here, it's actually such a big issue for me. Don't want to be rude and not make any eye contact, but also don't want to stare too deep into their soul. It's a weird sweet spot that seems to be easy for everyone else but takes so much concentration for me. Like so much of my brain power is focused on this small thing during a conversation. Instagram accounts with nothing but selfies. Hundreds and hundreds of selfies. It totally creeps me out. I once met a girl at a pool party and she seemed cool. But I quickly learned that all they wanted to do was take pictures. Let's all take pictures here, let's go over here and take pictures. Pictures of her, then pictures of me, then pictures of my friends. It was the only thing she wanted to do. Take pictures, be aesthetic. It wasn't creepy like she was gonna keep them or something, it was creepy because you could see that all she thought about was taking pics for the gram. Later I'd see a post about her at a park and I knew that all she did at that park was take pictures of herself there. I don't even know if she knew that she was addicted to the likes. People who knock on my door. Moss, my mom always says, you should never open the door. Jen, what do you mean? Moss, an unopened door is a happy door. So we never answer ours when someone knocks. Jen, what, so you all just sit there? Moss, yes. Jen, so, the doorbell goes and you all just sit there, until the person goes away? Moss, yes. Jen, what if it's important? What if it's good news? Moss, this is London, Jen. It's not someone with cake, unless that cake is made of dog poo and knives. An unopened door is a happy door. So we never answer ours when someone knocks. I have done this more than once and it definitely works. It also made me so very happy. The apparent competition to appear to be the busiest person with the most stuff crammed in. Open door policies in families. My in-laws just walk in whenever they want and I hate it. Feeling my own heartbeat. Or, rather, being aware of your own heartbeat. It's like, oh, that must not be normal. Oh, now I'm manually breathing. I'd better not try to walk anytime soon. Autonomous functions should remain unnoticed, man. My version of this is breathing through my nose and being aware of the tiny, minuscule, near imperceptible movement of my nose hairs. Drives me absolutely nuts. Edit. Welcome to hell, everybody.